If you are stuck on Fulghor Champion of the Nightglow, you are at the right place, cause I am too. Wait, no, that's not what I'm supposed to say. Let me correct. You are at the right place cause in this video I will explain how the fight works and what helps you to defeat the boss, also with random groups, because that's what I did for this video. If you like this type of guides, then please like the video and subscribe to the channel for future content or live streams. You can also drop a comment and let me know if you have any particular boss or game feature you would like to see a video on. Before we start going into the run, let's go over the boss and its weaknesses. Fulghor, or also called the Darkdrift Knight, is the 6th boss that you have to defeat latest for the Iron Eye Remembrance quest. It is a one-armed centaur with a sword that later on in that fight will regrow his second missing arm to do heavy damage attacks. His weakness is lightning, which should be the focus for your relics and priority A for the points of interest that you are going to target along your run. Just to remind you, in case you did not watch any of my other videos on bosses, the damage type symbol on the map indicates the rewards this point of interest will drop after defeating the mini-boss in that POI. In case no matching damage type symbol is on the map, you should visit a merchant that will sell a weapon with the damage type instead. Now talking about Fulghor, the boss that can be annoying at times, but once you figured it out, it's actually quite simple. If you're looking for the easiest way to beat him, I recommend you to use Iron Eye, as having distance to the boss will help you tremendously. In this run, I played as the Executor class while running with a group of randoms. As the setup part is usually pretty straightforward, I will not go into too much of a detail and cover only the main points. In this run, RNG was unfortunately not helping us out, as we did not have any lightning type damage POIs. So we had to hope for the merchant to sell a good lightning type weapon. As the Executor has a high scaling in Dex and Arcane, I was hoping to get a katana, a curved sword or twin blades with lightning ailment. We were not 100% lucky, as the merchant only sold a lightning cross Niginata, which is a spear that has a B scaling in Dex and C scaling in strength. But it had lightning ailment and thunderbolt skill on it, so we had to make it work. Collecting all 3 flasks from the churches, we also made sure to visit the mine for a smithing stone +2, and running through various point of interest for some runes and upgrades, we ended up at the Night Lord with level 12, a lightning cross Niginata +2, and in total 6 flasks of Crimson Tear. At the final merchant, we bought 2 more warming stones, so we entered the boss fight with 3 warming stones and 3 boiled prawns for physical damage negation buff. Coming to the boss itself, I will briefly explain the different attacks he does and explain how to deal with them before I show you the full fight, so you get to see how different people reacted, or in my case often enough did not react to them. At the start, Fulghor will drop from the sky, leaving a shockwave on the ground that does not get to you, so you do not have to worry. He then picks a target, runs at the target and often opens with a jump attack. He indicates this attack by briefly lifting his front 2 legs before he jumps at you. Simply roll just before the impact and follow it up with a quick attack to punish. His regular attacks are not really difficult to read and dodge, as he signalizes very obvious any type of these attacks and then swiftly goes for the hit. For those attacks, obviously you need to get the timing right, but also be wary that if his sword is surrounded by white fog or smoke, he will send a shockwave with rocks your way that can still get you even if you are not the target of his attack, or if you tried running from him but you are still in the vicinity. In my experience, it works best to roll into him just when he tries to hit you. With that, you will dodge the hit and the shockwave and can often enough punish his attack. It is worthwhile noticing that Fulghor, at least in phase 1, only has 1 arm. While he is able to reach the left side with his swing attacks and the shockwaves, it's definitely a benefit if you are staying on his left side. Of course, he will try to run around you and get you back on the right side to hit you, but I thought it is worthwhile mentioning. This is in particular helpful when he does go for an attack where he drags the sword over the ground to swiftly pull it upwards. This sweep attack he only does on his right side, so if you are on the left side, you are not going to get hit. Fulghor also has a stump attack that he also indicates by lifting his 2 front legs for a short period before he stomps the ground in front of him, also sending a shockwave and rocks your way and around him. So if you see him lifting the front leg, make sure you're ready to perform a roll, as he either way will jump attack or stomp the ground. At some point, and in our case, after we did 15 to 20% damage to him, you will hear a high-pitched audio cue, and Fulghor will take his yellow glowing sword in front of him before he slams it into the ground. This is the part where you, if you play a melee class, have to be very cautious. Not only does he connect his slam attack with a small explosion that does holy damage in front of him, but for a period of time, spears will shoot out of the ground at random spots around him. The locations of the spears are indicated by glowing sparkling lights before the spears shoot upwards. Simply stay mobile, avoid the glowing lights and roll away the moment you see one below you. Here, the best principle is do not get greedy and rather wait for your next attack instead of taking constantly damage by the spears shooting up. As I mentioned in the beginning, Fulghor will regrow his second arm, which happens at around 50%. At least this is where it happens for us in this try, but I'm thinking his HP is the trigger for that. When this happens, he will halt all his actions, briefly, and the purple fluid will shoot out of his left side for a short period of time. After that, a long thing that is supposed to be his arm will shoot out of his shoulder. In our case, and I believe that might be his standard opener, after that, he spins up in the air and slams his arm into the ground, which unleashes a wide-reaching shockwave that now also contains his purple fluid. He will repeat that attack also during the fight from here on onwards, and here it is important to roll just when he is about to hit the ground to avoid the slam and also the shockwave. From this moment onwards, where Fulghor regrew his arm, he will use his arm and the sword to attack you. He's able to connect the different moves, and he will swing the arm right and left, followed by a right swing with his sword before he lifts his arm briefly and hits the floor with his arm, unleashing again a purple shockwave around him. As his attacks will go all over the place, some of them will automatically miss you, but others are coming straight your way. So make sure you are not getting stuck in an attack animation and stay mobile to be able to roll the attacks. What definitely is going to hit you if you're close to him and not rolling through it is the shockwave issued by him slamming the ground with his arm after he did the 4 swings. Last but not least, there is one special attack missing, which is a dash attack where Fulghor goes a little crazy and dashes off, running everything over that is in his way. He briefly runs into one direction to readjust his path and follows the initial dash by 2 more dashes. Not only will he run everything over that is in his way, but he also leaves behind a golden aura that will explode after it. After the last dash, Fulghor will stop sending one last explosion of that golden aura and return to his next target to continue the fight. The easiest way to deal with this attack is to sprint away from him into one direction so he misses the dash. Make sure that even if you dodged him running towards you, that you keep running to avoid the lane of golden aura that he leaves behind. Now, as we covered all the different attacks of the fight, I will play the full fight for you so you can see how the individual people reacted or failed to react, and I recommend that you try to identify the individual cues that I tried to describe for you before each of the attacks, and also that you pay attention to the damage the individual attacks do in case someone of the group got hit. I hope this was helpful for you, and I want to thank you for watching the video until the end. Feel free to leave a comment below and tell me what boss you are stuck on at the moment, as I plan to do more guides on the bosses and could do the one first where the majority of people are stuck with. Take care, and I see you in the next one.